ESPN 961, it is Way of the Warrior weekends and your local MMA connection. On the phone right now, WEC 52 is on Thursday night. Erik Koch is on the phone. Erik, how are you?
I'm good, man. I'm feeling good for cutting weight and being in Vegas. I always love being in Vegas, so I'm happy right now. I'm feeling good.
It's great to hear that you're happy because you've had a kind of a ridiculous week. You started out as the co-main event and you got bumped down a slot and a new opponent. What did that do to your head?
First, it was kind of hectic for a while because I just didn't know if I had a fight or not. And, like I said, I'm cutting a lot of weight, so it was kind of annoying. But, that happens in this game. You can't expect everything to go your way or opponents not to change. So, you got to expect it as a fighter every time going in. You may not fight the guy you're originally supposed to fight. And so when I got news of the new opponent, I was good. I was ready to go. I was already training for Josh, and I was already training the hardest ever because that was the biggest fight of my career.
Right.
So it wasn't that hard of a transition.
So it doesn't mess with you mentally at all? Because, I mean, obviously, like, I hearken back to early days of the UFC where Shamrock makes it to the finals and had been training his entire camp for Hoist, and Hoist doesn't make it, and he has to bow out because he thinks he's going to kill the substitute. Are you kind of on that sort of tip, or?
It's a bummer because Grizzly's the fight I wanted.
Right.
I asked for that fight. I wanted that fight. I've wanted that fight ever since I've been in the WEC, and I mean it sucks. When I got the call, it was terrible. But like I said, about 24 hours, I was over it, and knew that they'd find somebody else, and just got to keep chugging forward. If you let that stuff stick in your head, it's not going to help you in the fight.
Yeah, but as a fan of you, I was excited to see you fight Josh because that Kashmir fight, man, you just ran a clinic on him. And you threw that one leg kick that I swear to God I would have thought Jose Aldo was in the room if I wasn't watching you fight. That was brutal. So what are we looking for on Thursday night? What are we going to see out of you? More submissions? Or you gonna...
I want to do the same thing. I'm new breed. That's why I'm named the new breed. I'm good wherever. This guy's a stand-up brawler. He's a strong kid. But I think I'll pick him apart. I think I got the better overall game, and I want to make it exciting. It's on the main card, so I want to guarantee the fans have something exciting to see. And I want it to be, since it is a step-down competition, it's not Josh Grisby I'm fighting. I need to put on a spectacular display. That way it bumps me up to title contention.
Well, not only that, I mean, I'm sure there's that little part of you that you won't say out loud, but I'll say it for you, that would love to kind of show Dana that you should have kept the main event status because you're the guy to watch.
Oh, yeah. I want to show Dana that, hell, like I said, the fight with Aldo's in January, me and Grisby are 2 weeks out. Let us fight, and if he's supposed to beat me up like everybody says he is, then let him beat me up and get the title shot.
Right.
If I destroy him, give me the title shot. I'll fight in a month and a half. I don't care. It's Jose Aldo. It's the UFC championship. We're fighters. That's what we do. We fight. So if in my perfect world that's what it would have been. But whatever. I'll take this and I'll win this fight in a spectacular fashion and bump my name up there even more.
So, Erik, as one of those guys, for us Uber fans who have been following the WEC, who are excited to see every time you step into the octagon, it was really, really cool for me to hear, obviously, WEC and UFC becoming one company because guys like you get elevated. What went through your head when you heard about the merger?
I was excited, man. I knew it was going to happen eventually just because WEC and UFC were owned by the same company anyway. And there were things that they were hinting at it that I knew it was going to happen. I just didn't know when. The announcement took me by surprise. I had no idea that it was going to happen. And when it did, it's great. I threw on my Twitter. It's kind of funny, now when I'm out at the bars and people go, "Are you a UFC fighter?" I can say, "Yeah, I am a UFC fighter." So it's pretty cool. It's cool to say that I fight in the UFC, and the best thing is it gives us little fighters some more money, and it gives us more recognition. We train harder we train a lot harder than I think a lot of heavy guys do, just because in this weight class. We're Energizer bunnies. We got to go after it.
And you guys put on a much better show. I honestly can't tell you the last time, or if ever, I've seen a crappy WEC card. I just don't see it happening. So it was exciting for me to see you guys kind of put into the fold to add that spark that I would hope some of the heavier guys would take notice and go, oh, that's what we're supposed to do. Got it.
That's exactly right. I think UFC knew what was up, too. I think they, everybody says that. WEC, man, they're never boring. And, that's exactly right. Now that they're in the UFC, I think it's going to give us little guys a lot more fans, a lot more recognition, which is awesome. We need it. Very, very exciting. It's a dream come true, man. When I started training, I trained on an 8x8 mat in my brother's basement, and now I can say I fight in the UFC. It's awesome, man. It's surreal.
It's a great, great story. You got a fight coming up on Thursday. We obviously want to see you win because we'd love to see you take on Josh and then win that title from Jose Aldo, because anyone who has not seen the Kashmir fight, check it, because there's an Aldo-esque leg kick that would remind you of what this fight would be if it ever was to happen. So, Erik Koch, have a great week. Enjoy as much as you possibly can losing the weight, and celebrate on that victory Thursday night. All right, my man?
All right, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Have a great week.
Yep, thank you.